Greg Alexander brings out the minor premiers. Down the tunnel they go, and they realise that they've got to do it all again after this battle from 1990. The same sides, the same colours. Royce Simmons following out Alexander, knowing this is his final game. The roar will be huge for the minor premiers. Will this be their first ever title since they joined back in 1967? Alexander the Great, they call him. He gets into a trot. They walked until they made the sideline, and then they broke into a run. This is the team that if anybody's going to be relaxed, it should be the Raiders. Their third visit in as many years. They were also at the SCG in '87. They were denied on that occasion by Manly, but since then they have emerged to be the giants of the game. And giants also in stature, with the likes of this man. They call him the greatest player in the world now, 17 stone. He lives in the three-quarters. He will be out to destroy the Panthers today. The Green Machine, one of the greatest teams ever in the history of the game. Laurie Daly with that hamstring heavily strapped, and Gary Coyne last man out. But he won't be last man as far as the worksheets are concerned.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all excited, but please, could I ask you to be upstanding for our national
Barwick,
anthem?
Mackay, Fiddler, Bentley, Smith, Carter, Alexander, Vandervoort, Walker, Guy, Dunn, Simmons and Clark. The coach is Bill Gould of the Panthers. The Raiders have Belcher at the back, Martin Meninga, Bellwood, Daly Stewart, Clyde Coyne, Barnhill, Lazarus, Walters, Todd, the coach, Tim Sheens. We stand by for the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia
Great performance by the Phantom himself, Anthony Warlow, to set the scene. It's all been said and done as far as the season's been concerned, but for one battle. The final battle to be controlled also by referee Bill Harrigan. The grand final of '91, wherever you're watching, Network 10's telecast, sit back and enjoy this battle, because these are the two best teams. They've proven it right throughout the season. The Raiders and Panthers, 80 minutes away from a dream to come true for one of them. Alexander gets us underway, and they test out Daly from the start. He unloads straight back to Lazarus. Heavily strapped, that hamstring of Daly's. Todd takes over. Carter flying high.
That'll set the theme, a warning shot across the bow.
Big charge coming in on Lazarus from Guyer.
And another one.
He thundered in. The Panthers trying to leave their mark. Guyer crunched another one, and the ball came free. Steve Walters is in Disneyland. He took it out. Guyer came in with a shoulder charge, and he creamed him. But the Raiders come up with the great kick under pressure, and they find the sideline.
Here's a team that's as cool as a cucumber. Penrith threw everything at them, but they still were able to get a good kick away and find touch.
Now the touch judge has Guyer out. Guyer shakes his head. That first replay didn't tend to show much. didn't look to be a lot in the tackle other than a shoulder charge.
Well, the touch judge has come in to report something. Now, pressure on Harrigan. Is he going to run back 60 metres and give them a penalty?
The ball will stay with Penrith. And the scrum feed for the Panthers too. It may not be the last caution Guy will get. Don't worry about that either. 24 metres out from their own line, Penrith. Their turn to handle the heat as the Raiders storm in. This has been the area where Canberra, though, has gone to sleep in the semi-final matches. They're undefeated in the series, don't forget that, but they have given away starts to most sides. Simmons out of dummy half.
They know the area they had to work on, and that was their defence, particularly at marker. Simmons tried to test it then.
Alexander was under pressure. He got the ball back to Barwick. A towering kick over the head of Belcher. And Belcher has a very strong line in front of him. He nearly gets through. Great run. 10 metres out.
His runs from the backfield are one of the keys for Canberra. If he gets good position, the forwards come into play quickly. If he doesn't, the backs have got to come back and retrieve.
Already we've seen a couple of touches for Laurie Daly, and he has unloaded. What are your thoughts about that hamstring, Bill?
It can't be 100%. It defies medical science that he's on the field, but I suppose a 60% Daly's better than most at 100%.
Interesting to see how far he goes in this match. One of the greatest players in the world. He's going to kick. Hooking it off that right boot. Looking for that same sideline they found a moment ago. But now it finds the arms of Barwick. Barwick across the paddock, straightening, taken by Bell. Bentley chased. Bell makes a second tackle in this grand final.
You can sense the tension already. This is going to be a magnificent spectacle.
Clark right on halfway. Wayne Pearce, thankfully we don't have to worry about those strong winds that were around during the week. Perfect sideline.
Yeah, it's beautiful down here. There's a slight breeze blowing across field. It's not advantageous to either side, but it's still fairly warm down here at the ground level, and that may take its toll later on in this match. It's
warming up here amongst the forwards as well. Geyer tackled by Todd. Alexander to keep it low, kicking towards the pocket and the corner. Going too far, though, it will come back to the 22. Just weighted too strongly. He was trying to trap Belcher, hoping some chasers could keep him down there.
He put it just a little bit too much boot on this one, and that gives Canberra the opportunity to retrieve.
He barks out some orders, Alexander, to his troops in the front line. He drops back in cover. Steve Walters has recovered too. After that early knock, gives it off to Lazarus. Lazarus plays it as the reserve bench of the Panthers look on anxiously. Todd hitting the ball up. Gary Coyne over the advantage line strongly, getting it out to near halfway. Walters at dummy half looking for Meninga wide. Instead he goes inside to Bradley Clyde. It was easily the man of the match last week. Tim Sheens, the Canberra coach.
Ready for another long day at the office.
Meninga chipping into some open spaces. Bell coming through. Mackay gets there. And now he gets taken by Martin.
That'll do him some good. He was very nervous going into that last game they played, that major semi-final.
Barwick to take the heat off the forwards. Smith from dummy half. It might very well be a run by one of the wingmen that breaks clear here. 0-0 the grand final of 91 done. One of the veterans in this side, the Clive Churchill medal in 1988, went Dunn's way as the man of the match of that grand final. Geyer with a strong burst. Last tackle against Penrith. Alexander with a mile of time. Sizes up the situation. The ball breaks back towards Belcher. Into the in goal. There's chasers coming. Carter's there. Great chasing. The first real advantage of the big one goes by way of Penrith.
We all know you've got to kick the ball, but after you've done that, you've still got some work to do. You've got to get up there quickly and make the tackle, and have a look at that tackle from Carter, a real hound dog.
Great enthusiasm as a relaxed Penrith coach Phil Gould looks on.
They couldn't have hoped for any better a start than this.
Wood with a sloppy restart, remembering that Ricky Stewart can't take the drop kicks because of that groin injury. Penrith have it just outside the 22. Here's the first real chance. Clark to settle things down. Alexander will try and organise something with the rest of the troops still available. Wide it goes to Alexander. Now inside Geyer, back to Fittler. Great tackle from Lazarus. Alexander still. Alexander, they hung off for a second. 5 metres out. Geyer to Dunn, the switch. Simmons up the middle, Royce Simmons! Simmons gets it! Great footwork! He will remember this for a long, long time. In his last game, he's looking to exit the code with this grand final. He grabs the try. Little Royce Simmons, what a start. MMI replay. Dunn switched it back. Simmons saw the hole. Belcher was done by the step. Lazarus, 18 stone of him, he just said, get out of my way.
It came out of nothing, but you've got to take the most when your chances come. And this is a fairy tale. Royce Simmons blasts his way through to score his first try of 1991.
Yeah, Royce saves his best for the big games, and it's certainly a big game here today. In fact, the last time he scored a try like this was back in the State of Origin in '86 when he was concussed. Did exactly the same thing. It won that match, and it set a very good foundation for this one.
Royce Simmons telling the rest of this Penrith side, this is the start we required. We've got it. Now, Alexander. About a dozen to the side of the post. 68.12% this year, 47 from 69. This kick for the perfect start to a grand final. They've got 4. Now they've got 6. In off the timber, that'll do. They'll take that with both hands, and it's now 6-0 Penrith over Canberra. Now the crowd is quiet at the moment as the Raiders come back. Bill, I don't think it surprises anybody. I think most experts were expecting Penrith to grab the early start. Now this is all the way back.
This is going to be a penalty to Penrith on halfway. The ball put out on the full from the kick-off by Canberra.
Very clever thinking by Bowie. Players should be aware of this. He made sure that he had 1 foot outside the field of play. That makes the ball dead on the full all the way back. The Raiders back up that shock start with a blue.
Someone had to make this game their own in the first 10 minutes. It's been Penrith. They've done everything right, and Canberra are under siege. They've had slow starts in the last 4 weeks, but they've got to address this quickly.
Alexander off the side of his boot over the sideline. That's where a long-distance goal kicker could have been handy. You would have nearly had to think about stretching 6 with a chance to go to the added advantage of 8.
That's what they would have liked, but you can't make do with what you haven't got.
Clark trying to free his arms, but he lost the ball. So they do lose the advantage. The Raiders should come up with possession. He was just thinking about a runner on his outside, and as he went down in the tackle, he fumbled. Scrum in midfield. This is where you've got to watch the Raiders on counter-attack. Belcher to Meninga. Straight into Walker and Geyer. 2 of their biggest men there to look after him. Barnhill down the blind side for the Raiders.
And Mark Geyer again in that tackle. He's got a lot of responsibility with John Cartwright not out there.
In they go to Penrith territory. Clyde, this giant, in the lock forward position, and he makes big strides, big inroads. Now they switch it to Stewart. Daly, Meninga over his shoulder. Daly really hobbling there. That's told me the story that he can't stretch out at all. Last tackle. Stewart cross-kicking to an open wing, and Matthew Wood in behind Smith. Unbelievable! Can you believe this one? Bill Harrigan had a quick look out to Matthew Wood, but so too should have the Penrith Panthers. Ricky Stewart on the MMI replay, sending it across. Smith lets it bounce here, has a good look at it, and the bounce favours Wood. He's a grand final specialist.
You can never feel comfortable when you're playing against Canberra. They can do so many things. and attacked from so many areas. There was the kick in behind to Smith. He had the sun in his face. Wood was right on the spot, gathered the ball on the bounce and sped over.
It was a great kick here from Ricky Stewart, but the big mistake was Smith letting the ball bounce. In that situation, he probably could have got there on the full. He preferred to stay back, paid the price for it in terms of a try.
Magnificent from Matthew Wood. Magnificent. Great combination from Stewart. Now the crowd chanting for the Raiders. And Big Mal Meninga with a percentage of 57.73 in the goal-kicking stakes. He has 56 from 97. He's a big match player. He's a champion. And in situations like this, I don't like betting against these guys. Alexander made it perfect for the Panthers. Can the skipper, in reply from the opposition, do likewise? No. Hooked it awfully. So Penrith maintained the gap, but it's only 2, 6-4. Alexander back to halfway. No breaks at all throughout this grand final of 91.
And a big test, Graham, here for the Penrith character. They had it all their own way for the first 10 minutes of this match. Now the foot's on the other boot, or the boot's on the other foot, so to speak. They've really got to make sure they get their defensive game in order.
Wayne, I want to put this to you. If the Raiders are close at half-time, are you expecting Canberra, because of their match play over recent weeks, to hit the line best in the second half?
Yeah, if it's pretty close, at least 15 minutes into that second half, I think Canberra will come home the stronger. And if Canberra are within striking distance, then I think Penrith will start asking themselves questions.
Well, Bill, the minor premiers went out in both reserve grade and the President's Cup. Is this the same stakes for you about getting to the line in the second half?
And last year, the first team into the grand final lost all 3 grades. But I just think that Penrith are going to hang in there. They will do whatever it takes to win this game.
Barwick taking on Bradley Clyde, but he doesn't beat him.
And it's going to take a lot.
They came out hard, Penrith. Now, it's the Raiders, the defending champs, climbing into their own set of top gears.
Neither of these sides make many mistakes when they've got the football in their hand. What you've got to do and get in and tackle so strongly that you force errors, tackles like that.
Super stuff from Lazarus and Todd. Done. Not shirking the work up the middle for Penrith. Just outside their own 22.
They're hitting in 2s and 3s and sting in every tackle.
The step from Fittler. The ball back to Alexander. Into open spaces. Alexander's clear. Still running Alexander. Now he's got support Vandervoort. Bentley. As the Panthers open it right up, Bentley was trying to get one round the back. Last tackle. Fittler. Out wide. Geyer throws the dummy. Support inside. But all it is for a green jumper. And Belcher's there. Gould thinks about a missed opportunity. Now we have penalty 2 for hands in the play of the ball against Dunn. So not only do they let it slip at the finish, now the Raiders will have a penalty to go downtown even further. The ball was looking back for Dunn. He makes the tackle on Belcher. And he had an arm in there as Belcher was trying to get up and play the ball. Dunn back to the line now in defence. Todd. The penalties are all square. There've only been 2 so far in the match. We've been going 15 minutes. And it's the defending champs. Again with the slow start, but bouncing back. Gary Coyne, great tackle, Vandervoort. Belcher up in the line. Bradley Clyde got past one easily, but then taken by Dunn at 6-4 to Penrith. Stewart to Daly. Daly for Meninga. Meninga busts 1 and carries 2 more to the 22. Now, Harrigan is calling out Alexander as well. Just waiting to check here whether there was a hint of a knee in the tackle from the Penrith captain. Harrigan was quick to act, and Meninga will have a chance at goal. I think you need a sledgehammer to do any damage to Meninga. Let's keep our eye on Alexander, who was the second man in. Took him head on here with the help of Clark, and there was a knee up high. and again. So there was 2 goes at it, and Harrigan got him for it. Meninga, with no damage done, will have this shot from just outside the 22, 12 metres in from the sideline.
There'll be some damage done if he kicks the goal, but Penrith won't mind giving away the odd penalty, because what it does do is force stoppages and slows the game down.
Unsuccessful with his first attempt. The 2 front rowers stand their guard in front of the kicker. Meninga with the routine, talks to himself, tries to relax himself as he comes in for the kick. This time he's got 2 very valuable ones. No advantage now for Penrith at 6-all. The Raiders mascot. Twice he's seen them win grand finals in the last 2 years. The Prime Minister is already thinking about the Green Machine making it 3. Alexander again with the restart. Down for Stewart. Over his head.
Penrith have got to regroup here. That's been a real kick in the tail for them. A confident sapper to have Canberra hit back and hit back so well.
Lazarus. An injury-riddled season for Lazarus. A bad sternum injury, but at 18 stone he's getting back to his best.
And this is what Canberra needs. These quick play the balls. And quick play the ball gives you a quality ruck on the next one.
Quick hands from Daly, but they put pressure on each other, and they've lost it. And a scrum just where Penrith want it. No doubt the runners are trying to get there to support Daly, who can't clear out himself with that hamstring. I think they'll be keen to take him on too in defence. Carter. Just the man to do it, a quick man, but he gets support, Daly, from Belcher. Fittler looks for a runner. He's got Barwick, and Daly makes a good tackle. Switching it. Guy showing it. Stepping back up the middle. Climbing to 9 metres out from the line. Clark calling for it on the open side. They stay with the front rower, and he's picked off right in front of the posts. 5 metres away. Alexander again, the danger man. Not a good ball. Off the legs. No, knocked on. Fittler puts it down. So some sloppy play.
A little bit of panic play there, Graham, as we can see here. Alexander not having that support player that he was looking for at first, throws the pass out that wasn't really on, and it's cost them possession.
Stewart argues about a clear tunnel here to put this ball in. He argues a second time. Third time he tries to get it in. Fourth time lucky. Belcher. Daly a dummy half. Quickly there to support Bradley Clyde. That's the run that turns it around. Meninga carries on. Still carrying on. Daly charges on. Tries to do his best with that injury. Stewart. Coyne turns his back on the tackle.
That's when they're most dangerous, when they get good yardage early in the tackle count, because they've then got plays up their sleeve to use their backs.
Here goes Wood. Nearly snuck away from dummy half as they opened up Penrith. Likewise for Steve Walters. You can't give him any latitude. Loses it behind him. No, he knocked on. Walters argues with Harrigan that that ball went back.
He was facing backwards, but that's not what counts. What counts is where the ball goes, and it went towards his opponent's goal line.
And if Penrith continue their poor market defence, as we've seen in the last 5 minutes, then Steve Walters will have a picnic throughout this match.
Wayne, just how warm is it at the moment down there?
It's actually cooling off a little bit, but it's still quite warm. I'm sure it will still take its toll later on this first half and in the second half.
Barwick up the middle. It'll be the backs who will enjoy that once the pace of the game starts to slow up the middle. Walker. Walker puts the foot down. Stands in the tackle. He needed support on his right. They keep it going that way. Alexander slips out of one tackle. He has great strength as well as skill.
They're playing a lot to Daly's side in defence.
Fittler goes off his left foot, but into a wall of trouble in Coyne and Clyde. One more tackle for Penrith to do something. Alexander kicks ahead. Belcher's there. And Belcher finishes that 5 out from his own line. Martin. Tremendous pace from both sides. You would have expected that anyway. 6-all, Penrith and Canberra. 19 minutes left in this first half. Barnhill careers out of one. Ricky Stewart down with problems in back plate.
That's a sad sight if you're a Canberra fan.
Now, he was grabbing at that groin. He's lasted so far through the semi-final series, and he's lasted 22 minutes in the first half of the grand final. Smith barreled by Coyne. Breaks clear of the tackle to play it. Barwick. Pushed back by Todd.
Stewart on his feet and back in the line.
Now, Stewart was underneath Alexander after making a tackle. That was when he was injured. To the back line, Penrith. And a few times they've gone out wide. Fittler went without it. Communication breakdown in a big way. Todd. Steady as she goes from Canberra. Some mistakes coming from Penrith. Daly. Quick hands to Meninga. He put a pressure pass on him because the defence was there waiting. So they cough it up too, the chance.
And the good news on Ricky Stewart is that he hasn't actually aggravated that groin injury. He got a knee in the groin, which was nowhere near as serious.
Certainly wouldn't have helped. Mark Geyer now. Handling errors going against Penrith. Vandervoort runs one out, and it's a great run. 34 metres away. Alexander to Bentley. Bentley! He was ankle tapped. There was going to be a chance there if he kept his balance. Canberra in trouble down their own end. Stepping is Alexander. Getting it back now to Barwick. Here's the chance. Vandervoort head on with Belcher. They put him down. Last tackle. The crowd not liking the tackle on Vandervoort. Alexander needs it to go wide. That's about right. Walker dummying. Kicked ahead by Barwick. Look out! Here comes Fittler. Fittler on Meninga. Great tackle. The young bull against the old bull. Daly sends it wide. From one end to the other they try and go. Clyde.
Bill Harrigan's got them for being inside the 5. He played the advantage.
It'll be interesting here. Meninga will go for goal. Geyer comes over to say something. He's got to keep his cool. There was that great tackle. Fittler, 19 years of age in his second grand final. He brings down the king.
And he's been on a kangaroo tour, a veteran already. Brad Fittler's a freak, and freaks can do anything.
Meninga walks up for this kick. 3 straight penalties to Canberra. And I think they're enjoying this break in play.
I think both teams are.
40 metres out. And Meninga looks on as Meninga takes the kick. He's just made that long run. And now he takes his time over the kick. This kick to try and break the scoreline. %50 so far in the grand final of 91 for Meninga. Simmons not happy with this Penrith side the way they've let a few things slip. The thought around town has been that by half-time or just after, as we watch Brad Izzard warm up in the tunnel, was that Penrith needed a good gap on them leading into the second half. Dunn standing to attention. Arms up trying to put Meninga off. From 40 metres out. They all count. They are all so vital. And Meninga sprays it. So it remains 6-all. Penrith and Canberra in the big one.
And you can see Penrith in no hurry for this restart. They're going to slow things down as much as they can.
Tim Sheen's head bowed there after that miss by his captain, Meninga.
And Brad Izzard about to take the field. He's going to replace Cole Bentley.
And that's an area where Penrith do seem to have an advantage. That's the quality of their replacements.
No doubt about that either. Belcher now wrapped up. Bentley will be the man to come off. Clyde straight over one. Steve Walters quickly for Todd. Geyer coming in with one of those big hits of his. Now Vandervoort was the man that was injured. He's back to his feet after Clyde had run right over the top of him. Daly, quick hands, great hands, beautiful hands from Meninga to Belcher. What a great back line when they're clear like this. Martin on the end of it. He got a hat-trick in the final last week against Norths. Stewart. So they will go from one sideline to the other. That's how quickly they adjusted. Bradley Clyde, inside and out. Who wants the try? Wood gets a double. Oh, classical. Absolutely classic. They had a chance inside and out. Penrith are arguing over something with Harrigan. We'll try and pick that one up. Mark Geyer's in trouble with the referee, but it is celebration time for the Raiders. They had them stretched out on one side. On the MMI replay, they said, let's go to the other. Vandervoort marked inside of Clyde. He should have stayed outside. And then it was Wood. A free passage to the corner.
When Canberra get a bit of ball on you, it's their ball movement that's always going to beat you. Their ability to create numbers out wide, to run players into spaces and then finish it off. It was Bradley Clyde that got on the outside of Vandervoort. He had a man on the inside, a man on the outside, picked up Wood. That is a classic try.
And the try started once again with this long pass from Ricky Stewart. He gets around 3 or 4 Penrith players and he gets it out to Mal Meninga. Now Bradley Clyde, as usual, running into open space. A great athlete for a guy that's 100 kilograms plus. He offloads out to Martin, who's a great who's a great finisher to score the try.
Matthew Wood. A couple of weeks ago, he mightn't have even been there if Brett Mullins hadn't have been injured. But what a backup. Clyde goes off for a spell.
Wood scored in last year's grand final as well.
He's actually in the blood bin, Graham.
So a cut mouth there for Bradley Clyde.
It'll take a bit more than that to stop him.
He certainly couldn't pick up, as we see Clyde treated, couldn't pick up anything there, that argument that Guy was having with Harrigan.
They've got to keep their cool. They've got to keep their mind on the job. They can't be distracted. The magic words here will be black dot. Just a little focus for him.
Only the one success so far. 11 metres out from half-time. No success again. So they're doing it in tries at the moment. Canberra 10, Penrith 6. Meninga goes back to find his spot as Alexander comes back with the restart. Clyde again showing the wear and tear already of this grand final. Darren Fritz has taken his spot in the forwards.
Handy replacement.
They will try and get their best amount of work out of him. They give him the first touch. But an awkward ball from Ricky Stewart. Coyne. Taken by Simmons. Todd. Might also be looking for some changes from the Penrith side as well before the break. Try and break something up, make it different before half-time. Fritz with another touch.
If you were going to look at this game in its most simple form, you'd say that the next 10 minutes before half-time is where Penrith would crack.
Last tackle. The kick from Stewart. It sits up. Awkward, that sunshine. Straight into the eyes of Paul Smith. Alexander getting it off for Barwick. Every opportunity he has tried to get into the line. Dunn trying to slip a ball to Brad Izzard. Walker now. There is much more support coming from the Canberra players with the man in possession. Fittler stepping up the middle. Now there's support. Simmons, but he puts it down. Penrith struggling after a very impressive first 10 minutes to put their game together.
There's the mistake from Fittler. He pops the pass up to Simmons, who was thinking about giving it on the man outside before he got it. And Canberra very dangerous from here, even in their own half. Centre field scrums, they can cut loose.
Daly, Meninga. Meninga on Carter. He put him off balance enough and he was finished off by Fittler. Barnhill. 52 tackles, the possession overall favouring Canberra. Daly, and as far as the opposition half is concerned, that switches around in the favour of Penrith. Daly to Coyne, looking a lot more confident with the ball, Canberra. Steve Walters. John Cartwright is going to play a role in this grand final. He will warm up. Meninga kicking ahead for Martin. Martin's there. Barwick's coming across. It falls for Fritz. One more tackle only. Stewart, quickly. He has Meninga outside. Now inside. Stepping. Meninga to the corner. Bell's there. Back for time. Now Fritz. They might get it. Fritz, no. Held up. Short. Handover. Great defence in the end. But Canberra are throwing everything at them. Simmons with a quick run from dummy half. He was on the line at one stage. They all got underneath him to hold him up. In the end, he was inches away. Desperate stuff.
But what about Mal Meninga there? To have power and size is one thing, but when you put brains and skill with it, it's another dimension.
They want to make it 3 in a row. In a big way, Alexander to Fittler. Here's the reply from Penrith. Daly puts it down. So they nearly gave it away. The knock-on will go against Canberra. Penrith with the all-important scrum feed. Fittler was looking inside, and Daly nearly had the intercept, and they would have been away down the other end.
I don't think he'd have got there himself, but he'd have had plenty of players beside him.
An important change for Penrith as well, Graham. John Cartwright has made an appearance on the field in number 15, so obviously testing out that back.
And he goes right into the action. Midfield, 40 metres out. He is followed up by Simmons and Clark. Vandervoort, much better support play, but a great tackle from Meninga, and that has hurt the back of Vandervoort.
Meninga absolutely drove him in that tackle. He just picked him up and used his leg strength to drive him backwards. Have a look at this one, Graham.
Now, drives with those legs, and that jarred and twisted him all at the one time, right onto that left hip. Vandervoort was a little dizzy after Bradley Clyde ran over the top of him once. Now he has to end up head-on with this man. 17 stone 3/4.
A bit dizzy. The head will be spinning after that.
Across the paddock they go, Penrith. Fittler up the middle. They camp themselves just outside the 22. 2 tries to 1 so far to Canberra. Cartwright, great one-hander to Izzard. The 2 replacements get together, and they are 2 big impact players. Tackles running out. This is the last for Penrith. They've got numbers. Guyer. One-hander back for Fittler. Fittler leaves it for Vandervoort. It's on the last, and he will finish with it. So scrambling defence from both teams at either end. Clyde from dummy half. Guyer with the swinging arm that missed. The crowd are letting the touch judge and referee know all about that. Walters takes it up. Guyer coming in, and it missed. Yeah, lucky it did.
Aggression's fine, but you've got to control it.
Fritz up the middle. Clyde is getting some attention from the trainer. Meninga kicking, chipping ahead. Alexander comes across. Alexander's there, so's Meninga. Great ball back for Barwick, and he's got some free space. Now he gets outside Wood. So some open and exciting play.
It's just end-to-end action.
Smith, 40 metres away, Penrith. Clyde is back into the line. Done. 30 metres out. Cartwright showed it once, tried to get it back inside. Carter was trailing through. Now Clark. Some good possession coming for Penrith now. Last tackle. Alexander and Geyer stay wide. Geyer gets it to Alexander. Alexander tries to unload it for Mackay. Mackay kicking ahead. Was he interfered with? Geyer's got it. Geyer gets it back. But it's a penalty. The advantage had been played by Harrigan. That was for Graham Mackay being tackled. Now the touch judge might also come in and have a yarn here about the Geyer tackle of a few moments ago. There was Mackay interfered with by Martin. And it's Harrigan who's calling out Geyer.
Actually, the touch judge, referee Bill Harrigan called the touch judge in, which means that Harrigan may be making an official complaint or report.
He spoke to Mal Meninga as well, the opposition captain. That's warning number 2. Mark Geyer gives him a pat on the stomach. That was for that tackle on Clyde.
And in the last 5 minutes, Greg Alexander's done everything humanly possible to lift his side. He's been in every second play.
Now he will have the kick for goal. 12 metres in from the sideline and 22 out. He was graded in 1984. This young man from Patrician Brothers, Fairfield. The captain of his club.
One of the most naturally gifted players that I've ever seen.
Captain of the team trying to win their first ever title. But these defending champs, the Winfield Cup champs, the Raiders, are showing that sympathy plays nothing in big-time sport. They're doing it well so far. Alexander to inch closer. The team from the foot of the Blue Mountains, no. They don't get any closer. So misses at either end for the captains. And Alexander misses. The score stays 10-6. Meninga slows the play down with only a couple of minutes left on the clock before half-time. The Panthers, this might be their last chance at it in possession in this first half. Smith breaks one. That was the tackle of Daly. Now, Bell down the sideline. The Panthers lose it, and they leave it to the Raiders maybe with the last scoring chance in the first half.
The Raiders won't be slowing anything down here. They'll throw everything at them for this set of 6. They know Penrith are tired.
Stewart hammered on halfway. The Raiders look to the forwards. Clyde. Now he looks to Meninga. He goes to Belcher. Belcher straightens. Belcher's got Martin inside. Martin still there. Martin chase. Put down. Quick play, the ball needed. The Panthers in real trouble. Meninga goes wide. Belcher. Extra long ball. Sitting up. Daly. Stewart gets it back. Daly's got it. Steve Wallace. They must score. They've got to go. They went the wrong way. Lazarus went the wrong way. He had 2 and 3 men outside him.
It had to be a try.
Back it comes to Barnhill. They missed the chance. All they had to do was straighten. It would have been 4 points. But now they get a chance at goal. That might have been the try that could have decided the grand final. It has gone missing.
Glenn Lazarus had a couple of options to him. He took the wrong one. A lot of support on his left-hand side out near that sideline. Penrith didn't have the numbers. They were stretched. It came back towards the goalposts, and Penrith were able to recover.
Matthew Wood is going to take over the goal-kicking duties for Meninga. And Wood's got 9 goals this season. Now, did Glenn Lazarus go the wrong way? At this stage, he had 2 outside and he only had to take on 1. It was the wrong option.
It's easy when you've got the benefit of a replay. Players have to make instant decisions.
Plenty of missed goals for Canberra. Somebody's got to kick one. Matthew Wood says it's me. And And the Raiders now with the full 6-point break. And that's all the action there is in the first half. Penrith and Canberra. Penrith grabbed their first try, but now they're down 12-6 here in the grand final of 1991. We're back with more right after the break. Welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium. Grand final day 91. The Raiders leading at half-time, 12 points to 6. Now, we'd like to announce our Dick Smith Late Night League Top Tries competition winner this year, Carol War from Holland Park in Queensland. And Carol is the winner of a colour computer package with printer as well as fax, phone and copier, all courtesy of Dick Smith. Total value at $5,000. Again, that is a reminder that it's not the competition that we've been running. On our 00555 number today, we'll announce that winner in our last half hour tonight. This is our last break here at half-time before we're back with all the action, uninterrupted, second half of the grand final of 1991.
Here they come for the second half. Greg Alexander leads out the Penrith Panthers. Come on, you Panther supporters, you can do better than that. And here comes Big Mal with the Raiders.
They're not going.
Start of the second half here, the grand final of 91. Welcome back, Meninga, with the restart. The Raiders, the champs, their nose in front. The young club, Penrith, trying to win their first title. Here they come with their charge in the second 40. Just outside the 22. Bit of a roll on for Royce Simmons up the middle. 72 tackles made by the Panthers. Done with 11 was the best. The Raiders, 78. Coyne led the way for them. Now Geyer angrily gets to his feet 40 metres out. Clark hits the ball up. What was said, Wayne, at half-time?
Well, Tim Sheens was full of praise for all his players, especially the forwards. who he said have outplayed the Penrith Six by far. He reinforced that Greg Alexander is the main danger man. Phil Gould, on the other hand, he thought that his side put themselves under a lot of pressure with unforced errors.
Now the ball put down by Alexander. Behind the line, the little kick. Picked up by Martin. Meninga back there quickly, leading the way for his side. Swinging arm going in from Dunn. In those hit-ups, it was Clark with 7 in the first 40. Todd with 5. Make it 6 for Todd. Just outside their 22. Now the Raiders going to start the second 40 slowly like they started the first. Clyde, the switch on the blind side, dragged in by Meninga. Look at the hands. Out to Martin. Now Meninga was also involved in grabbing the jumper of Mackay, who was trying to make a tackle. That went unnoticed. The kick back by Stewart. That's what you call handling pressure, and that's how you get out of trouble.
It's that far side of the field that saw all of the action in the first 40 minutes, and that was the start again. Firstly, Penrith kicking, then Canberra inching their way upfield, and Stewart putting the little left footer across.
Scrum to go down, 12 out. Penrith back through Mackay.
If Penrith are going to win this match, Graham, they've got to put the next points on the board. And to do that, they've got to get back to the game plan they've used all year, which is working up through their forwards. There's no need to push silly passes.
Clark.
Guys, what's up?
Taken, missed by Todd. Penrith going wider to Guyer. Swinging arm high on him from Barnhill. 5-3, the Panthers have the scrums. Cartwright. Short on match fitness, but not on spirit. Alexander with the kick to the open spaces. Belcher hurrying across.
That's the side where all the action's been.
Now Belcher to try and link up with Martin. He straightens, gets it back to Daly. Look at the confidence, the way they keep this alive.
It's been a thoroughly enjoyable game. I thought it'd be a lot more structured than this, a lot more programmed, but you couldn't help but like it. Plenty of ball movement and big hits.
Clyde, just who's going to dig the deepest? Stewart giving it to Barnhill, taken by Vandervoort.
Neither Stewart nor Daly can run much, but they do know how to use their support runners well. They're getting the best out of the players around them.
Stewart screaming for the ball. This time the kick. The ball splits Barwick and also Mackay. Daly's there for an injured man. What a great tackle. Now Stewart is hobbling. But as far as Stewart and Daly are concerned, there's 36 minutes left in this season of 91. Alexander knows it. He's got to put the foot down. He's got to pull out all stops. Guyer throwing himself into the fray once more.
Greg Alexander's got a big bag of tricks, and he's going to have to reach into them.
Clark, he needs some support. Right on halfway, right in midfield. Just one more tackle. Alexander kicking over the head of Belcher. One bounce over the sideline, no, dead in goal. Now the crowd claiming that was in the field of play on that far side of the ground.
The touch judge would have had the sun in his face.
Let's have a look at it on this replay, see if this angle can pick it up. Belcher, eyes on the ball. It's hard to say, even from the replay.
It's a photo finish.
Todd playing it back for Walters. Lazarus spread them away like 10 pins. 41,815 here at the stadium for this grand final as the crowd roars for that seemingly high tackle on Barnhill. Clyde throwing the ball, using it as a dummy. Back it goes for Stewart. Not a good pass from Daly. Glenn Lazarus has his kick nearly charged down. The Panthers have it. First bit of sloppy play in this second half from Canberra. Alexander down at blindside. Back for Mackay. Meninga's there with another bone cruncher. Carter. Penrith, for a moment, disjointed. That ball looked forward to Simmons. Clark barrels out of one. Here they come, Penrith. Here's the charge from half-time. Simmons up the middle. He's played well in general play. Alexander. Cartwright getting himself wide. Cartwright getting his arms free, but he loses it. It so often happens in big games. You just try too hard. You just stretch for that extra metre.
I can't blame Cartwright for this. He thought he was in space. He probably heard a call from Izzard, who was a half a pass too far away.
It's the Raiders, 12-6 over Penrith. How many times in this series throughout the semi-finals here at headquarters have we seen them with their backs to the wall, then they come away like this?
How long can they keep this up?
Clyde. Every time they need something big, he's there. Last tackle.
It's just surge after surge.
Belcher sizes up the situation. Tries to take some of the pressure off Stewart with the kick, but he sends it straight into the arms of Bowie.
Now strap yourself down, because here we go again.
32 out from the Penrith line. Paul Smith now up the middle. Smith breaking one. The handling error's more than 2-1 against Penrith.
You know what? This isn't going to stop. This is going to go right down to the wire. 80 minutes of this sort of football.
Fittler up the middle now. Vandervoort was trying to support him on the inside. Here they come. Alexander to Cartwright. Big tackle, Meninga. He's playing a real captain's role. Dunn now. Dunn standing. Fumbling, losing, no. Harrigan says it was stolen. Meninga hears and listens to the decision from Harrigan. Now, Meninga was in the tackle. Yeah, he got a hand on the ball. Good call from the referee. So Alexander will go for goal.
And 26 players will appreciate the break.
And a couple of commentators. And a couple of coaches.
They just want it over.
Oh, ring the bell now, says Tim Sheens, the Canberra coach. Alexander from 30 metres out. 11 metres in from the sideline. 1 from 2 for him. This kick could put them within a try range. He has a look in at 2 points. Round the corner, kicked a lot of dirt and sprayed it badly. Bell with the ball. Stepping inside Fittler, who was trying to catch him near the in goal. It remains 12-6. Matthew Wood scurries from dummy half, loses it. Penrith to the corner. Paul Smith. No, hang on. We've got a touch judge. A touch judge in to report the tackle. Bill Harrigan has called play back. This is the biggest call of the year.
It's the high tackle on Bell, you'll find.
Now, Wood was taken in what? I couldn't see much in the tackle. Geyer has got 10 minutes. Mark Geyer's in the bin for 10 minutes. He's been in trouble with the referee too many times. Now, I'm still trying to work out that original tackle.
I'm sure it was the tackle before the Wood one. It was a high tackle on Bell. He got himself out of the field of play, but there was a smack across the mouth on the way across the try line.
No, he's called out Clark. Now, Clark can't believe it. Clark did make the tackle on Matthew Wood.
It's going to be hard enough with 12 players. They couldn't afford to be down to 11.
This is the most important decision of 1991, make no bones about it. Clark gets penalised when Penrith seemingly had 4 in the corner. Meninga calls for the ball. They should have been regrouping in the in-goal area, but the decision of the touch judge and referee is final.
They stood firm.
Lazarus busting tackles. Now Penrith are down to 12. Can the Raiders take advantage of that? The stadium hasn't been kind to Mark Geyer in big situations, big match events. He's been in trouble with referees here. As good a player as he is, he's going to have to learn to handle it.
Stewart and Daly marshalling the troops for another onslaught.
Bell into Penrith territory, one more tackle. Stewart kicking. Mackay gets back there to cut short the angle. Clyde rushes down to meet him. Tries to match him with pace. He sends him back up the middle. Alexander gets it to Smith. He thought he had that try. The crowd still upset about this decision. It was on Matthew Wood, who was the man who rushed out. Clark comes in with a swinging arm. It appeared to be nothing. If that was what it was about, on that angle, the touch judge saw something that we didn't. Now Cartwright. The Panthers, 12 men in all, trying for a four-pointer. They're 6 behind as Barwick puts it over the head, bouncing from Belcher. The pressure and the heat will mount. 5 metres out from their own line, the Raiders.
Penrith regrouped pretty quickly here. They got good field position in the centre of the field and gave Barwick the option of finding touch on either side.
Lazarus, last man to the scrum. 6 on 5. The 6-pack of the Raiders goes up against 5 from Penrith. Stewart with the feed. Walters can't get in, now he does. Both rakes with their feet across the scrum. Vandervoort breaks before the ball's out of there. The Raiders come up with it through Belcher now. Clyde. For one of the biggest men on the field, he covers so much territory. 12-6 Canberra lead. Meninga the captain.
You can't do much if you're Penrith when you're behind by 12 points to 6. You've got a man in the sin bin, but you've just got to keep attacking. They can't let the clock wind down with negative play.
And the worst thing is you've got to keep your eye on 13 of the most dangerous players in the Winfield Cup. Coyne. Last tackle. Penrith do well to keep them so deep in their own territory. Stewart looking to kick. He can't go too deep. Looks as though he was protecting that groin as he kicked that time. Mackay sheds a boot. Smith. He's hunting for the ball. Wants that try. Thrown back by Lazarus. Fittler. On the fringe. It looks as though it remains with a Fittler or an Alexander. Here's Alexander now linking with Cartwright.
Izzard following him like a shearer's dog, but he couldn't get the ball free.
Clark. Still thinking about that penalty. Last tackle. Outside the 22, penalty.
And maybe a sin bin.
Lazarus told to get out of there. Alexander has 26 minutes remaining. He's not going for goal. Now Lazarus got messed up in there and Alexander just kicks to the sideline.
And Darren Fritz on the sideline too. He's about to go on for Glenn Lazarus.
Royce Simmons with a restart. What a vital set of 6. Done. Done towards the post.
They'd have been working on a big set play for this situation. Let's see how it unfolds.
If there's something new that they haven't shown all season long, now's the time. Right in front of the post. They spread both sides of the ruck. They switch. Back to Carter. Carter dummies. Carter nearly gets through to the outside of Daly. The ball's been lost though. Canberra have it. Martin. Canberra nearly thrown away. There's plenty of drama left here. 6-7 metres out from their own line. They bunch Canberra. They're the ones who need a solid play. Hands and knees from Barnhill. That's a great run. He gets smashed by Dunn. Dunn really didn't need to know about the whistle. He's been called straight over by Harrigan. It was a tremendous run from Barnhill, and Dunn just clocked him, flush on the chin. That's as clear as you get. And Meninga says, thanks very much, we'll go back near halfway. Let's remember they've still got 12 men, Penrith. Geyer in the bin. Coyne. 3.5 minutes remain for Mark Geyer.
And Canberra about to unleash another onslaught.
Clyde. Lazarus has come from the field and Fritz has got out there. Meninga. Up the middle, he's taken by Vandervoort.
You talk about lead by example.
Stewart. Daly. Daly stands in the tackle, taken over the top again by the busy Vandervoort. One more tackle for the Raiders now. Meninga driving it to the sideline, too deep. It goes dead back to the 22.
Another change in the Penrith camp as well, as Barry Walker is about to go on for Paul Dunn. Let him cool down.
So Barry Walker trying to get the replacement sideline. Dunn joins him now as the Panthers bring it away. Wherever you're watching Network 10's telecast of this Winfield Cup Grand Final of 91, hope you're enjoying this match right around the world.
How wouldn't you be?
Thrilling second half already. Tinged, or should I say smothered, with some controversy. Clark gets it back. Izzard. Simmons from dummy half. Great scurry. 40 metres out from the Canberra line. Do they chance their arm on the last, or is it an Alexander kick? He cross kicks. They've been looking for that sideline throughout the second half, and they find it once more. Very controlled kick from Alexander. He wanted to put them to the pocket, right down near the corner post. Kick play away from the middle.
Graham, whilst they haven't scored in the second half, at least Penrith are playing a lot better than they did in the first half. They're mounting pressure and sustaining that pressure, something they couldn't do in the first half.
We're going to hear so much more about that incident with Paul Clark, one.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything untoward in the tackle. It was shown on the replay that nothing came up there, unless it was something that went unseen to us.
Certainly looked like it. Now Clyde. Walker has him. Penrith know. Phil Gill would have been telling them all week long, forget about thinking that you've got Canberra in trouble at any stage. That is when they hurt you most. You cannot relax against this green machine.
How can you relax against a team that's just studded with stars right across the field? If you over-concentrate in one area, they hit you somewhere else.
Fritz plays it, 33 out. Walters from dummy half. To Coyne! Here's the chance for Penrith. Carter looked for support. He's short of halfway. That's the Canberra half. Izzard. Ducks under one. Taken by Clyde, who has been everywhere since the break. Here comes Mark Geyer. He's had a spell. He will come out firing. 32 out. The Penrith 12. Launch another raid. Clark. Just outside the 22. Alexander. Some magic from him or some magic from Cartwright. He gets smothered. Good defence from Canberra. Walker wide off Alexander. Walker nearly through. He was crying out for support. Last tackle. Alexander. On the last. Alexander to Geyer. He's just got out there. They nearly worked it. Geyer had just rushed onto the field. And on the last tackle, they gave Canberra something to think about. That pass came off a Canberra man. The ball was still alive. Geyer makes the tackle. It's 12-6. 20 minutes remain only in this 1991 season. If you're a Canberra fan, I hope you've got some nails left. Clyde now. Walters. Wrestling match. Up the middle with Walker and Vandervoort. He loses. Great defence. The replay of the 1990 Grand Final. And it's Penrith who have to turn things round again. The kick from Belcher. Penrith will have it in good position. Barwick up the middle. Alexander, broken player danger. Izzard steps out of one. Izzard beats Walters. Canberra now are only 10 metres out from their own line. Mackay, the crowd sets up a huge roar.
This is the most dangerous they've looked all game.
Alexander Geyer. They're throwing everything into it. The Raiders are tired from holding them out. Switch, here it is, Cartwright. The ball was knocked down. The ball was knocked down by Canberra. If it was a clean ball, it was a try.
Forget about the intercept, the fact that he was able to stop a try, and it's Martin I'm talking about that was good enough. Now, it was knocked down back there by Meninga, apparently. Martin never got a hand on it, but he picked up the dregs.
Carter, so Meninga saves one. The Canberra captain had a hand, a big hand in saving the try. Here comes Barwick up the middle. Carter, 2 metres out. Alexander, dummy half. Simmons, head down, inches away. They've been denied by only a metre. Alexander runs out of options. Now, Vandervoort! No, he's denied. How long can they hang on? Geyer. This is it. They've got it. Izzard. No! Laurie Daly comes up with the play of the year. I don't believe this one. Now Belcher clears the run.
Penrith were piling on the attack. It was raid after raid. Izzard looked home and hosed. That couldn't be stopped. Daly is a champion.
That's got to be a penalty. Now, yet the rule says that you've got to directly...
I'm not going to get into an argument on that one because Izzard had the chance to pass the ball on the outside and it would have been a try. He took the odds to it.
The ball was stripped. I believe it should have been a Penrith penalty. Last tackle now against Canberra. And we'll read more about that one too. The ball bouncing clear of Barwick. It seems like it's been an eternity that the Green Machine have handled it down the other end. Now we travel to the Penrith 22. I know it's a tough lot for a referee. That was a big ask also of Bill Harrigan. But I still believe it should have been a Penrith penalty.
Either way, it's going to be pretty hard for Penrith to lift themselves after that. It should have been 4 points. Canberra saved the situation, cleared the ball, and if Penrith can get back into this, they're a very good side because mentally they've got to be flat.
They are a super side. 32 from their own line, they come back again. Geyer up the middle, trying to make up for lost time. In the opposition half, they've had possession 2-1. Fittler on the inside, put down by Fritz. And he's injured, Fittler. Alexander. 16 minutes remain. Someone's got to pull out something. So far, it's been Canberra saving the situation. Wood beats the tackle of Alexander. What a sensational run from him. You don't think he's had a good match. Todd turns it. Daly. Daly gets it to Alexander. Walker gets it out wide to Carter. Izzard. Izzard with another chance. Here they come. Walker. At this stage of the match, so many critics thought it would be Penrith who might be tiring. They're finding plenty of reserves. Clark.
Surely Canberra can't hang on any longer.
Right in front of the post. They've been denied twice. Penrith. Mackay. Meninga's on hand to make the tackle. He slows the play down. Geyer. Geyer up the middle. A wasted tackle up the middle. One more. Alexander to the end goal! Meninga puts it dead. They'll have to soak up more. Meninga's got a hand in stopping one. Now he arrives on time. Good kick. He read that Alexander was going to go there, and he got there, the captain.
It was captain on captain, and Mal Meninga has been everywhere.
Let's all take a breather, says Gary Belcher. Back to Matthew Wood for the restart. It's a very shallow drop kick. Geyer will send this into the 22. Geyer still going. Keeping the ball free. Wrapped up by Todd. Phil Gould. One eye on the clock, one on the 22. 12 metres away. Alexander. They haven't found the solution. Still looking for the answer to climb past this Canberra defensive pattern. Cartwright. Cartwright taken by Bell. Also Clyde. Do they have any success? Wide, Barwick! Barwick! Meninga again! It was Meninga again! Carter! Carter put down handover. Well, you've got to hand it to defence.
You talk about courage and old-fashioned guts. Have a look at that.
Martin makes it, but look at this thing. Magnificent tackle from Meninga. A coat of paint away from being a try.
Is there anything he can't do?
12-6, the Raiders over the Panthers. 12 minutes to go. Make it 12 and a half. The missed tackles are square as Barnhill surges away.
Penrith getting by far the better of field position in this last 15 or 20 minutes, but they just can't convert that into points.
The bridesmaids last year, Penrith. They want to prove it wrong this year. They're letting nobody down with this second half. Mackay. Across the paddock, taken by Daly.
Who I would have given no chance of finishing the game.
He hasn't been able to clear out an attack. It's hard to imagine that he's been able to go so far. Simmons. Royce Simmons, who has 11 minutes and 40 seconds left in his career. Fittler. Fittler to Alexander. Set piece from the Panthers, but the defence is there again. Geyer with a super ball for Fittler. Fittler back to his arm! This time, there they go! We're locked up! Just too much possession. Phil Gould reacts to the try right under the black dot that should lock it up. MMI replay. The planned move here. Fittler run around with Alexander. He gets it back to Barwick. Barwick gets it back. You keep your eye on that ball. Miracle stuff from Geyer, and Izzard breaks clear. He had one stolen from him. This time they're under the posts. Brad Izzard gets the try that sends us into a lockup.
The most important try in Penrith's history.
Alexander right in front. What a grand final now. 12 all. Phil Gould has this team online still for their first title. We've got 10 minutes only remaining. 10 minutes and plenty of field goals from either team. Tim Sheens saw his side hang on against the weight of possession. Meninga with the restart.
And if it's a draw, we'll have 10 minutes each way, extra time.
We may not go the distance. 23 metres out, Penrith.
And Glenn Lazarus is back on the paddock. He's just replaced Gary Coyne.
Canberra need the ball, and they also need some position. The statistics tell us that it should be a Penrith victory in the grand final, because in 91, the Panthers managed 5 field goals. Canberra didn't manage one. Guy short of halfway. He has made up for his time in the bin. That super ball of his to get them away. He's got problems. Back it comes for Rizzo.
1989, we had to go into extra time. This is what grand finals are all about. Getting down to the wire. The last 8 minutes.
Belcher leaves it. Penrith are playing it all down here. "15 metres out from their own line."
Greg Alexander here, content just to keep the pressure on, getting field position and giving Canberra the ball where Penrith want them to have it.
Stewart looking to his back line for a call. Twig gets it to Martin. A lot of people thought this was going to be a big scoring grand final. It hasn't been. It's been tight. It's been tough, full of drama and plenty of controversy. Todd, the Raiders, can they come up with one of their long-distance specials? Daly. It's been a miracle to have him on the paddock.
It's been a brilliant performance, particularly in defence. He's worked tirelessly.
Twig with the kick. Sits up though, straight into the arms of Barwick. They're not getting enough distance on those kicks. The crowd thought the tackle was high on Barwick. Mackay. The Raiders crying out for possession. Penrith doing plenty with it. Vandervoort over the advantage line. Here they come again. The Raiders looking for a hat-trick. The Panthers looking for just one. Their first ever title. 7 minutes only remaining in the grand final and we're locked together.
It just seems that Penrith have had all of the ball. That being the case, they should be able to get home.
Here's the field goal. Alexander, long way out. He's got it. Gould is unmoved. Not so his fans. They're ecstatic. Have a look at this. Right down the middle. Straight over the black dot.
He went right down to the bottom of the bag of tricks, Greg Alexander, and pulled this one out the right boot and put it right over the black dot.
It might be Alexander the Great's day. We've got 6 minutes. 13-12. The Raiders looking for the ball. Walker bumps into Clyde.
This is where you need a game that stands up under pressure, and there's the man that's programmed them for situations just like this.
Izzard! Martin's been ruled offside. Now he's ruled that Martin was in front of Stewart, who touched it. Was he? Yes, he was. He came from an offside position. So Penrith will be able to trap Canberra again, down deep. And time is running out.
And Ricky Stewart hobbling to the sideline. He's being replaced by Scott Gale, who is also a field goal expert.
Well, I don't think Penrith will worry about a field goal from here with just a 1-point advantage as Stewart goes from the field. They'll play the game of chess here. They'll play out their 5 tackles, and if nothing's on, just put the ball in goal and get it back.
13-12 to Penrith. Mackay still going. The Panthers, 12 months down the track, have they come back at the right age to claim the title? They have earned it with a tremendous second half. 9 metres out. Everybody thought it would be the Raiders finish the strongest. Penrith have had all the ball. But haven't they really controlled this game now? Vandervoort ducking, taken by Daly. Warwick up the middle. Back to Vandervoort. Last tackle. Alexander into dummy half. They'll watch him. To the in goal. Ball's bouncing clear. Line dropout. Penrith get it back. They do it all beautifully. Meninga knows that this is eating up the time.
Alexander here just tried to put the ball in goal and to get it back from the line dropout. Meninga tried to tidy it up but couldn't get it back into the field of play. Short dropout for Canberra and everything.
Here it goes, Goya! Goya gets it, Royce Simmons! Yes! That's it! The grand final's gone! In his last match, Royce Simmons gets 2 tries. Can you believe the exit in the game for this man? On the MMI replay, Gaia stands like a colossus. Royce Simmons put him down as a wing 3/4.
You almost don't need words for this. Just sit back and look at it. Royce Simmons takes the pass, and that is that.
Royce Simmons can't believe it. He's got about 2.5 or 3 minutes left in his career, and he's going to go out with 2 tries and a Winfield Cup gold medal.
Dreams do come true.
This is the Sydney Football Stadium. It's not Disneyland, but yes, they do come true for some. The Raiders looked as though they were travelling well at half-time, but Simmons and these mountain men are going to grab their title.
They wouldn't be denied. They were prepared to do whatever it was going to take.
Alexander, 2 from 4. Alexander from out wide. This to make sure of it. He still needs this to make sure of it, unless there are any further miracles. He has! That's it! That is definitely it! It's gone! Alexander and Gould, the Panthers will grab it. 19-12. Mark Geyer was crying tears of disappointment last year. Now it is celebration time. 90 seconds only. The Raiders looking to finish with a flurry. They have played this second half without the ball. But no one can deny Penrith. Clyde, Lazarus. This has been one of the great teams of the modern era, and it has taken a great team today to finish them off. Daly with the restart.
And let's hope that Canberra allowed to bow out with the dignity that they deserve.
Daly, only 60 seconds, he gets it to Twig. Walters switches. Daly again involved. Gale. Gale taken 10 metres out. From dreams to reality for this Penrith side. Todd. It's out over the sideline. And less than 30 seconds. Penrith will finish with the ball. They have had it and controlled it so well during this second half. Timeout by Harrigan. Smith, probably with the last caution of the season. He nearly had a try.
Rule there was a touch there, so Canberra get the ball back.
It doesn't matter. Tweed to Meninga, who saved so many situations. Now to Bell. Bell gets it to Martin. He's taken. There it is. It's all over. Penrith claim their first ever title, the Winfield Cup of 1991. What a finish for Royce Simmons. What a champion he has been for his club. 258 appearances. What an exit from the game. Cartwright got out there as a reserve to play his part. Alexander did his role. And Phil Gould, this young coach, again takes out a championship.
The man who will be the coach of the 90s.
They did it the way nobody thought, Bill, myself included. I didn't think they could come from behind, but they have. 19-12, a double to that hooker. The happy hooker from Penrith, Royce Simmons. Izzard, Alexander 3 goals, and that magic field goal. Wood got a double, Meninga a goal, and Wood also got one. 19-12.
Even when the body's tired, it's the mind that can set the limits, and they wouldn't be denied. They had the will and the hunger to go on with it.
Alexander finally puts to bed that bridesmaid's tag. Guy goes out to celebrate with the crowd. He doesn't want to let it finish. David Fordham sideline with Mark Guy. Let's take you down there.
Mark, last year there were tears, the tears of jubilation this year.
Oh, mate, it's the happiest day of my life. I can't believe we've done it.
And what about that little fella Royce with 2 tries?
It's a legend, mate. It's a dream come true for me. My family here, my girlfriend's in to see it all. I couldn't be happier, I think so.
Mark, congratulations, great match and a part of history, son.
David Fordham there in a bear hug.
He almost wore a kiss.
And Royce Simmons surrounded by the media. Phil Gould's amongst all of that. Guy celebrates again with Greg Alexander. What a performance. All right, there's Brad Izzard with David Fordham again. Let's go down there.
Brad, you've waited a long, long time, son, for this one.
We sure have. I've been here 11 seasons now, and it's the most memorable moment in my career. You just can't replace it for anything.
And your try swung it?
Well, not just that. We worked hard. Phil gave us a good rev up at half-time, saying we waited 2 years for this day and we're playing like old Shielders. And he just gave us everything at half-time. We made a commitment that because it was Simo's last game, we're going to go out and do the second half for him.
Mark, what will it mean to the people of the mountain?
Oh, when you see what's here today, the crowd's just got behind us. It'll be chaos back at the Leeds Club, and that's where we're going back to our supporters.
Great way to cap it off, Brad. All the very best, mate. Righto, mate.
Brad Izzard. It'll be big celebrations. And that is the captain who will hold aloft the Winfield Cup. Phil Gould has done it again. He missed out last year. He did it in 1988 with Canterbury Bankstown, became the youngest coach to celebrate that way. And he is going to leave his mark right throughout the 1990s. So many highlights in this great grand final, in this controversial and dramatic second half. Royce Simmons gets a double. Izzard is already celebrating. Let's take you down to Wayne Pearce.
Well, Graham, Royce Simmons here, absolute genius game, mate. How does it feel?
Mate, only you know. I think footballers know what it means when something like this happens, but you can't describe it to other people who don't, even the loyalist fans, they just don't know what it means.
Mate, I watched that game through your eyes. I wish it was me. You scored 2 great tries. How does that match compare with any other match you've played?
Mate, well, I suppose it's my best, it's my last, it's the one I'm going to remember the longest, and mate, it will just be there forever. Even, when I got about 73 and I got no memory and all that sort of thing, that one will still pop up there.
Mate, I can't explain the emotion that must be going through your fans' minds at the moment. I mean, what exactly does this win mean, not only to you but to the actual Penrith fans, the club, in its 25-year history? You've never won it. What does it mean?
Well, we're someone now, mate. We are someone. For a lot of years, the chocolate soldiers that I've never succeeded. We were the chokers. We were the ones who couldn't win a grand final. Now we're someone. We can walk somewhere with our head held high.
You sure can. And you, for $1,000 courtesy of MMI, the quality standard insurance, for a great match. Enjoy the celebrations, Royce.
Thanks, MMI. Thanks for Channel 10. Thanks for Junior Pearce.
Thanks, Royce.
He didn't have to do too much, Royce, but you did. What a marvellous day for this club.
It's something to win a grand final, but something else to win a club's first ever grand final after a 25-year wait. The Alexander brothers.
Simmons had it out there with his family. Now the Alexander brothers.
Yeah,
Ben and Greg go over sideline. They're going to add somebody else to the family called Mark Guy, who's going to marry Greg Alexander's sister, Megan.
That's called keeping it all in the family, and I know how close-knit the Alexanders are. Leone and Gerard, they'll be down there on the fence. They'll be helping in the celebrations.
I wouldn't like to be feeding the household. Brad Fittler puts paid to one of the first of many champagnes. Barry Walker looks out for somebody in the crowd. They're still lapping it up here, Penrith. They still haven't made their way over to the presentation area.
Greg,
let's go back to David Fordham.
Greg Alexander, Captain Victorious. Explain the feeling right now, Greg.
Mate, this is, I never knew what football you could get out of football. This is the best feeling I've ever had. I don't know how to explain it. Mate, we've got our families and you play with 20 blokes all year, and you live with each other, you love each other, mate. I can't believe it.
How much credit does Phil Gould get?
Mate, he gets a lot of it. He lifted us. We were shot in the first half. We didn't play to our game plan. We dropped the ball too much, and he ripped it up us at half time. And mate, our heads were down at half time. He picked them up, and you saw what happened. That was the best half of football we've ever had.
Greg, you're about to experience one of the greatest moments in your life, lifting a trophy aloft, the Winfield Trophy. Congratulations and well done.
So Greg Alexander's on his way over. So's the coach, Phil Gould. It's smiles all round. A wink from Gould, who knew something special about this tremendous second half of Penrith.
Then Royce Simmons.
He certainly delivered the right words at half-time. And Alexander, he certainly has had his knockers as far as big events are concerned. Let's go back now with David and Phil Gould.
Well, Phil, explain the feeling right now. You've done it with Canterbury Bankstown. What about this Penrith side?
Mate, it's very exciting. You can tell just the excitement here, but there's a lot of feeling amongst these blokes, and a very special win, the first ever for the club, and I'm just so proud of them the way they played in that second half. We got away from it a bit in the first half, and Canberra a great side. And, second half just didn't look like we were going to get across the line, but they kept coming and nothing set them back, and tremendous performance. There's some real good players in this side. In fact, there's a few champions.
Phil, enjoy your holiday. You well deserved it. Brilliant, a great performance. And what about this big fella here?
Phil Gould won't mind that. Mal Meninga, there has to be a loser, but in great style again, this champion team. They did it without the ball in the second half, and for such a long time, they looked as though they were going to hang on. Let's take it down to him.
Keep us very brief. It certainly was Penrith's day today. They thoroughly deserved their victory. To our guys, I don't think we could have asked much more of their effort that they put in all year. Against all odds, I'm even happy to make the grand final. But in closing, all our supporters here today, all our support back home, mate, thanks for staying with us all year. Hope we can do it for you again next year.
Mal Meninga will know that they've lost no one as far as this grand final is concerned, and their great run through the semis.
As we take a last look at that Canberra side, which may slip apart somewhat in that off-season.
There might be some stars headed elsewhere.
For a great rugby league team, please, let's hear it for the Canberra Raiders.
The champions. They nearly made it 3 on the trot, like the great Parramatta side in the early 80s. But it wasn't to be. They will have to do with a loser's medal. They haven't been used to that over the last couple of years. Bill Harrigan gets introduced to the crowd. The wear and tear shows on Bradley Clyde.
Come on, give Bill Harrigan a touch, judges.
It was a tough second half and some interesting decisions. Some very important calls made. They went against Penrith too, mind you.
And in the end, the best team won.
They did. There can be no doubt.
The Churchill Medal will be presented by His Excellency the Governor of New South Wales.
Penrith are still grouped together, celebrating with the champagne. And now here's the chairman of the Australian Rugby League and New South Wales League, Ken Arthurson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A magnificent game today. Worthy winners were certainly the Penrith Panthers. I've got to say, before the game, I did feel, and I said that I thought that Canberra would win it, but I really would like Penrith to win it because they haven't won a competition in their 25th year. They've done it, and good luck to them. They really deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, the normal practice each grand final is for the best and fairest player to be chosen to receive the Churchill Medal, an award given an award given to commemorate a legend in Australian Rugby League, one of the greatest players to ever pull on a boot, the great late Clive Churchill. The winners, or the selectors to choose the man to win the match, are the immortals of Rugby League. And the winner of the Churchill Award is Bradley Clyde of Canberra.
Well, the medal has gone to a member of the losing side, and it was an outstanding performance of Bradley Clyde.
I call on His Excellency.
That is the second time he has picked up the Clyde Churchill medal. He won it as the man of the match in 1989. He tried his heart out, Clyde. He was everywhere where the ball was in both attack and defence. Disappointed, but plenty of respect in his own effort.
Well, firstly, I'd like to thank the Canberra Raiders for putting up a valiant effort. We attempted to make it 8 in a row, but it wasn't possible. Penrith played too well on the day. Probably a little bit embarrassed to pick up the award being on a losing side, but nevertheless, I'm still going to take it. I'd like to thank very much the guys that I played with. They're a very, very, very good side. And also, once again, congratulations to the premiers, Penrith.
The Penrith Panthers,
I'm sure here's the moment the Panthers
still so much ahead of them on this magic day.
receive the Winfield Cup and the JJ Gilman
But now it is up to the Prime Minister
Greg Alexander.
to present the Winfield Cup to Greg Alexander.
I'm not as big as Mouse, so it's harder to pick up. But here it is. We've waited a long time for this from a people of Penrith. Yes.
Greg, more than that.
This has got to be the best feeling of my life. I know how the other blokes feel. You know, Gus said to us before the game, there's not a group of blokes in the league that deserve to win it more than us. We've grown up together. You know, we've lived out of each other's pocket since we were at school and kids, and that's the best feeling of all, to be a team member and part of a team that you're proud of. And mate, I'm lost for words. I'd like to thank, not only is it for us blokes here down, but it's for the Penrith District who've stuck behind us for all those years, and we've finally done it.
They have done it in a very big way.
A lot of credit goes to the players. The bloke that lifted us, Gus, is a genius. I don't know how to explain Gus. We were down 12-6 at half-time, and our heads were down. But Gus lifted them, and we knew we could do it. He believed in us, and we believe in him, and that's what it's all about. Thank you very much.
They are still savouring the moment here.
There wouldn't be a human being you'd want to be more in this state of ours today than Royce Simmons.
And the Winfield Cup belongs to Penrith. Royce Simmons gets his chance to bid farewell to all the league fans.
I just don't know really what to say. This is bloody dream or something. It's just sensational feeling. To all the Penrith supporters, all the sponsors over the years, for the 12 years that I've been there, thanks for your support. I hope to have a schooner with every one of you tonight sometime. Thank you.
Now all that's ahead of Royce Simmons is the lap of honour.
The Penrith Panthers to receive the accolade they deserve.
They will all get a chance to raise that Winfield Cup. Mark Geyer could not wait to lay his hands on it. Barwick was great at fullback. Fittler was dangerous whenever he touched the ball. A young man was so much ahead of him. And Johnny Cartwright, who had a bad back, he gets there. and a winner's medal. Paul Dunn gets another grand final winner's medal, this time with a new club, Penrith. Barry Walker, he was in the side last year. Vandervoort missed last year's grand final. Everybody's going to play their role here. It is a very heavy trophy, but it is the symbol of supremacy in the Winfield Cup, the symbol of the supremacy in rugby league, and haven't they earned it? They're showing their enjoyment. Also, along with the cup goes the J.J. Giltinan Shield. Those two magnificent prizes will be on show for 12 months at the Penrith Leagues Club, where the celebrations may last about a week, I think. They've waited and will celebrate their 25th anniversary with a grand final victory. At half-time, it looked like it was headed for the green machine again. So that even underlines the character of this Penrith club even more. Let's take you back down onto the field with David Fordham.
Most of these young kids weren't even born when you started this club. What's the feeling like?
Undescribable. Undescribable, mate. Beating it.
You've waited a long time, Merv.
Yes, a long, long while.
Proud of that mob there today. You had the disappointments of last year.
But it's here, isn't it?
And your boy was out there to enjoy it today.
He did, yes.
How would you describe the Penrith side in 1991?
The best.
Good on you, son.
Simply the best.
Enjoy the celebrations, Merv.
Mate,
You waited a long time.
I've got to say good day to them kids up at Maxwell. They're all
do
good
it.
mates
You deserve
of ours.
it.
Hello, all you people at Maxwell.
Good on you, Merv Cartwright, Graham.
That's been done. Merv Cartwright, one of the founding members who kicked off this football club at Penrith, the father of John Cartwright. So what a great moment for him to look on as his son grabs his slice of glory. Now, Meninga didn't let anybody down in the Canberra side. No fans there would have lost support for the green machine. He saved so many situations. Let's go down with Wayne Pearce.
Well, Mel, I know the empty feeling that you're experiencing at the moment, but you must be proud of the way your guys rallied throughout the second half of the season.
Yeah, it was a tremendous effort by all the guys, Jenny. I can't follow anyone. Even today, we're under a lot of pressure in that second half. Full marks to Penrith. They deserved their victory, but our guys kept on hanging in there, and we stopped them from scoring a lot of tries here today. And unfortunately, they just kept on having a bit too much ball and got over the line.
You experienced winning 2 grand finals, the losing feeling. I mean, how can you put it into words?
Well, it's not as bad as the first time we lost the grand final. They thoroughly deserved it. They've been put the best team all year, and I know our guys will come back. We'll be even better next year.
As far as next year is concerned, I mean, when does the build-up start? I mean, obviously, there's got to be a letdown after a grand final before you think about next year.
Yeah, well, some of us have got to go to Papua New Guinea for 3 weeks, and hope to have a bit of a break in the off-season. Probably come back together around December sometime and get stuck in it again. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to the rest and get stuck into it next year.
Yeah, congratulations on a great season, and thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, Jim.
Now Meninga. But for them, they will head up the tunnel. Royce Simmons will savour a lot more moments yet out there on the stadium. This will be one of the longest and slowest lap of honours in history. And so it should be, because they've waited 25 years. The song is virtually saying it all. They were the best in the second half. They came from behind against a lot of odds.